On the vast plains of Kurukshetra, where the air was thick with the scent of impending war and the ground trembled with the restless anticipation of clashing armies, stood two figures of profound significance. Arjuna, the peerless archer of the Pandavas, sat troubled and uncertain, his bow Gandiva slipping from his grasp. His chariot, poised between the two opposing forces, seemed to be the epicenter of a looming storm. Beside him, reins in hand, was his charioteer, not an ordinary guide, but Krishna, the divine incarnation, a god among men, whose serene demeanor belied the chaos around them. Dressed in resplendent yellow garments, Krishna's presence exuded an aura of wisdom and calm, a stark contrast to the turmoil within Arjuna's heart. As the conch shells blared and war drums thundered their ominous notes, Arjuna's mind was a battlefield of its own, torn between duty and despair, kinship and righteousness. The weight of the moral dilemma bore heavily upon him, clouding his warrior spirit with doubt and fear. Sensing the inner struggle of his dear friend, Krishna turned to Arjuna, his eyes gleaming with compassion and resolve. In the midst of this maelstrom, Krishna was about to reveal the timeless wisdom of Bhakti Yoga, a path of devotion that promised to transcend the turmoil of the world. Here, at the heart of the greatest war ever witnessed, amidst the clamor of conflict both external and internal, a profound dialogue was about to unfold, one that would echo through the ages, transforming hearts and illuminating the path to divine union. In the heart of the Mahabharata battlefield, amidst the deafening clamor of clashing weapons and the cries of warriors, Arjuna stood paralyzed by the moral and emotional turmoil raging within him. The Kurukshetra plain, which moments ago had been a place of camaraderie and familial bonds, was now a gruesome theater of war, poised to consume everything he held dear. Doubt gnawed at his spirit as he gazed upon the ranks of kith and kin, teachers and friends, now adversaries arrayed against him. This inner conflict reached its zenith when Arjuna, his hands trembling and voice shaking, turned to his charioteer, the divine Krishna. "How can I slay those I revere?" he implored, the torment in his heart mirrored in his eyes. "How can I wage war against my own blood, my own teachers, the very fabric of my life?" His bow, the mighty Gandiva, slipped from his grasp, and he sank to his knees, his warrior's resolve shattered. It was in this moment of profound crisis that Krishna chose to reveal the path of Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion. With an aura of serene compassion, Krishna addressed Arjuna's despair. "Arjuna," he began, his voice a soothing balm amidst the chaos, "this battle is not merely a conflict of flesh and blood. It is a battlefield of the soul, a test of dharma and the eternal truth. You are not the slayer, nor are they the slain. The soul is immortal, transcending the ephemeral nature of life and death." Krishna's words cut through the fog of Arjuna's despair, but the tension within him still simmered. "Yet how, Krishna? How do I resolve this anguish, this unbearable burden of duty?" "Through bhakti, Arjuna," Krishna answered with unwavering certainty. "Devotion to the Supreme, to me, will liberate you from these chains of doubt and sorrow. Surrender your heart unto me. Perform your duty without attachment, with love and devotion, and you shall transcend the dualities of this world. In love and surrender, find your purpose and your peace." The tension in Arjuna's heart reached its climax as he grappled with Krishna's revelation. The choice before him was stark and profound: to succumb to despair and forsake his dharma, or to embrace the path of bhakti, trusting in divine wisdom and love. As the battlefield seemed to hold its breath, awaiting his decision, Arjuna closed his eyes, seeking the courage to embrace the path of devotion. And in that moment of surrender in the eye of the storm, Arjuna found clarity and resolve. In the epic tale of the Mahabharata, as the battle of Kurukshetra rages on, Arjuna finds himself in a profound moral and emotional crisis on the battlefield. He is torn between his duty as a warrior and his deep love for his family and kin, many of whom are on the opposing side. In this moment of turmoil, Lord Krishna, his charioteer and guide, imparts the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, focusing on the paths of devotion and righteousness, particularly Bhakti Yoga, the path of love and devotion to the divine. Resolution of conflict. The main conflict arises from Arjuna's inner turmoil and paralysis in the face of duty versus personal emotion. Through the discourse on Bhakti Yoga, Krishna emphasizes the importance of surrendering to divine will and acting without attachment to the results. He explains that true devotion and surrender to the divine can lead to liberation from the cycle of birth and death, and that each action should be performed as an offering to the divine. As Krishna reveals his divine form to Arjuna, showcasing the vastness of his eternal presence, Arjuna's perspective transforms entirely. He realizes that his duty as a warrior is itself a form of devotion, an enactment of divine will, and that his role in the battle is a reflection of the larger cosmic order. Character transformation. Arjuna undergoes a significant transformation. Initially overwhelmed by doubt and despair, he emerges with clarity and purpose. His faith in Krishna and his teachings becomes unshakable, and he embraces his role in the battle not as a means to achieve personal glory or fulfill familial bonds, but as an act of devotion and duty, a service to Dharma and the greater good. Krishna's role as a divine teacher and guide is reinforced, showcasing his wisdom and compassion. His guidance helps Arjuna, and by extension the readers or listeners of the tale, understand the importance of selfless action and devotion as a means to transcend personal conflicts and align with a higher purpose. Conclusion. With newfound understanding and resolve, Arjuna rises, ready to fulfill his duty with a heart full of devotion and mind free from doubt. The teachings of Bhakti Yoga instill in him the courage to face the battle with equanimity, viewing victory and defeat as mere elements of the divine play. The story concludes on a deeply satisfying note, as Arjuna's transformation represents the triumph of faith and devotion over confusion and fear. The themes of duty, devotion, and divine love are seamlessly interwoven, providing a timeless message on the power of surrender and the path to inner peace and fulfillment. The battlefield, once a place of impending doom, becomes a sacred ground for spiritual awakening, illustrating the profound impact of divine wisdom in resolving inner and outer conflicts.